During your adventures, you may find that you develop feelings for another player and wish to marry. There are a number of advantages to marriage in Aardwolf. As a married player, you have a spouse channel that allows you to communicate privately. You can share each other's owned equipment and private manners, and you have access to a reunion command that transports you to your spouse. To see more details on marriage, read Help Marriage. Of course, sometimes we all make mistakes. Read Help Divorce while you're at it. There are no prenups. You marry at your own risk. You can only have one spouse. Affairs are also at your own risk. Marriage on Aardwolf brings certain benefits that a couple may share. Their own spouse channel, visible to only each other, the ability to use each other's owned equipment and share their private manners, even aiding in the cost of upgrades. Note, some items include tier, donation and builder pins have a flag to prevent them from being shared between spouses. The ability to loot each other's corpse, whether consented or not. Notification when their spouse logs on, or if the spouse is already online when first logging on. The ability to reunion, which is a direct teleport to each other with a few restrictions. Who is and finger will show married players. There are two ways to get married. You may choose to do your own ceremony and use the automated marriage system, or you may have an IM-run ceremony. If you wish to have an IM run your marriage ceremony, please arrange the details with an IM as soon as you are able. To ensure that enough time and consideration has been made for what all hope to be a happy marriage, the participants must be at least level 10 or have remoted in order to marry. There is also a licensing fee when getting married, 1 quest point and 100 gold pieces per level. This fee applies to both players, and each must pay their own fee. The level in this case refers only to the current level and not total levels. If you are unhappy in your marriage, you may divorce at any time. See Help Divorce. If your spouse deletes, you are considered widowed and may remarry immediately, though there is no way to return anything the widower may have been carrying when he or she deleted. One of the main benefits of marriage in Aardwolf is the ability to share equipment. Many people will marry just for this. You need to understand that this is not without risk. If a person recreates or gets themselves nuked while carrying your equipment, it is gone. If they destroy it or lose it, it is gone. If you are going to share important equipment with your spouse, make sure you trust them. If things are no longer happy in the world of you and your spouse, you may get a divorce. Contact an immortal and they will divorce you from your spouse, whether or not he or she is online. Manners and owned equipment will be returned to their original owners in a divorce. Any other details, such as visitation rights, loving parting gifts, etc., will have to be worked out by the divorcing parties. IMS will not arbitrate. After divorcing, there is a cool-down timer before one can marry again. This timer lasts about 30 days, or until remort or tier. Alternatively, those who wish to remarry sooner may pay a small 10 trivia point fee to remove the timer. If a spouse no longer exists, the widowed player does not have to wait to remarry. If a spouse is archived, the remaining player may request a divorce and is considered widowed, with no remarry timer. It is up to you to keep a note of when you may marry again, as immortals do not keep track of this type of information. Time for Glimmer's quiz. He asks us, what command is used to see rank names and other clan information? I am going to have to look at the blackboard for this one, as I just cannot remember. C list displays a list of clans, while clan info shows ranks and other clan information. Well, that was pretty simple. Excellent. The next question is, Which of the following is not a law of Aardwolf? We did just go through this in a great amount of detail earlier, so this one should be quite simple. A. No client-controlled character or bots. Well, bots are not allowed on Aardwolf, so this is a rule. B. No harassment of other players. Well, this is also in the rules help file. C. Multiple characters are fine, but only one at a time. Yes. You can have more than one character, but if you have more than one online, even if one of them is link dead, then that is multiplaying. D. No talking about how bad trolls smell. Well, trolls do smell very bad, and it is a well-known fact that they are very sensitive about their odour and get quite violent if you talk about it within their hearing. But I do not believe it is an actual rule. E. No personal attacks on public channels. Well, personal attacks are a definite no-no and can get you into a lot of trouble if you persist in doing so. I think we now have the answer Glimmer is looking for. Excellent. The next question is, which of the following is a benefit of marriage in Aardwolf? A. A reduced tax rate. Well, you only pay a tax if you are in a clan or you auction an item, and I don't think being married will help reduce that. B. Personal services. Well, C. Being able to share each other's equipment. Well, if you are married, you can certainly wear each other's equipment and use their weapons and portals, so this looks like it might be the answer, but let us have a look at the rest of the options. D. Being able to start a family. Well, this is often the natural progression in the real world, but there are no in-game player babies, so this would have to be a no. E. Friendly and supportive in-laws. This could definitely be a bonus in the real world, but this has no bearing in game. I think we know what Glimmer wants to hear. Well done! We have now completed social studies training in the Aylorian Academy and can now move on to career training. See you there.